Look, the Parents Empowered message is relevant all year long, but it's Parents Empowered Month for the 11th year in a row. And so we're really excited to talk about and celebrate that for another year. We've seen a decline in underage drinking, but alarmingly, the same survey that gave us that great statistic showed that of half the Utah kids who report that they do drink, 49% of them say they do so with their parents' permission. And so this is something we really want to generate a lot of attention about and give parents resources to hopefully prevent that in the future.
So what's on these signs that we're seeing in liquor stores?
Right, so these are signs that report that statistic that Utah children that report that they do drink, 49% of them say that they do so with their parents' permission. And so we really want parents to understand the dangers of that.
So talk about some of the negative effects of underage drinking.
Of course. So a lot of people don't realize that the brain is still developing until the age of 21 and 25 in some cases. And so when you introduce alcohol to that developing brain, the science is really clear. You are increasing the likelihood of that child becoming addicted to alcohol or other substances. There's a whole host of other mental health issues, depression, suicide, poor academic performance. Those are all things that are preventable, and we want every single Utah kid to reach the age of 21 with their full potential.
Absolutely. And Parents Empowered Month was something that was enacted by the governor, right?
Yes. So this is the 11th year that we've had a Parents Empowered Month. It's so great to have that support from Governor Cox and Lieutenant Governor Henderson, as well as from the legislature, who helps fund Parents Empowered.
So what are our roles as parents then to prevent this from happening?
We have three main categories: bonding, boundaries, and then monitoring. And so bonding, just 10 minutes of intentional time with your child a day really helps nurture that bond, builds that trust as early as 9 years old. Start having those conversations and that bonding. In terms of boundaries, students report that when they choose not to drink, they do so because their parents or caregivers have been really clear that it's not okay to drink underage. So set those expectations, set those rules and guidelines. And then last, with monitoring, make sure that you know where your children or those kids that you caregive are. Who, what, when, where, and will there be alcohol there?
Okay, so those are the 5 W's
Yes.
you see there on your screen. These are the questions we should be asking our kids before they leave?
Absolutely, yeah.
Starting at the age of 9, because that bonding, as you mentioned, to go back to that, it can happen a lot sooner. Obviously, bonding in the womb is great, but we're talking specifically about alcohol.
Absolutely. You know, I've talked a lot about this in the last couple of days. I'm a parent of a 12-year-old, and as of Monday, a 6-year-old. She just had a birthday.
Congrats.
But at those ages of 9 to 13, you know, parents, children really still see their parents as these hero figures where they trust the advice. That is where it's really important for them to have those expectations, have those conversations, because let's be honest, once they reach those teenage years, then, you know, parents become kind of lame, and they're maybe not as apt to run to their parents for that advice. So being able to kind of build that trust, build those relationships early at 9 will make the teenage years that much stronger, that much more successful when you have to broach these really
So build
topics.
the trust through that bond early on so that they don't lose that as they get older. As it is natural for a lot of kids to start to remove themselves from their parents as they get older. So stay connected, stay involved, stay communicative, like all the things to make sure that they're on the right track, to make sure that their brain's healthy and strong for success.
Well stated.
All right, where do they go for more information, parents and kids alike?
We have got great resources at parentsempowered.org. They're in multiple languages, so great education, resources, and information there.
That's helpful. Okay, Tiffany, thanks so much.
Yep.
Happy New Year.